to get this thing stuck in here right now. Hey guys, it's JJ here with you. So, a little bit of something different today. We're going to do some skidding this episode. But before I can even start skidding, I got to do a little bit of a recovery here. So I kind of rounded this corner and, well, needless to say, I got a trailer on its side. So I got to come try to right it, and then we'll get to the actual show. And of course, like always, what don't I not do when I start recording? Mute my phone. But that's cool. So we're going to come here. Let's get this guy. See if we can't get this guy uprated again. No, I don't think I'm close enough. Throw it around though. See. I don't think I can grab that spike. No, I can't. Not going to help me any though. I think it's at least back up right. Need to get a truck hook back up to it so that I can actually get the locking screw. No, actually I don't need to. Let's double check that this actually works. You can apparently drive this, by the way. That's right, guys. I am sitting in this truck. Oh, you can actually fold it up. Okay, it's not folded up. Did unlock it though, so that's good. I didn't realize you could sit in that trailer. So yeah, guys, apparently I believe it's from Serious Mods. He released his T800 pack. Serious Mods is the one who also made this map that I'm currently playing on. But he did release his T800 pack, and that's what this trailer's from. The truck, when I went to bring it out here, was empty because I didn't have any 8 meters, just the full lengths here that I have cut. So I just loaded up the pup to see how it would work. And I'm just going to make a mess of this trailer. There we go. So now if we can't get this to work out, at least in my favor. No, the truck and stuff, it looks really nice. I haven't really used it a whole lot. Like I said, I loaded up the pup, or the trailer up, and I pretty much rounded this turn, and I lost my load. I usually like to test some of this stuff before I actually put it in my videos and stuff, so. And I was trying to clean up another site that I had on the go. I was just pretty much my testing site to see how I wanted everything set up. It was the one that was right outside the store. It's the one you guys haven't seen me use yet. In the first video, I was bunching at the top of the hill. Well, there's a bunch more down up there. And then I ended up coming down the hill quite a bit. I was too tight on it. I ended up throwing all the pile down the hill, and that was the last stacking video you guys seen. That would have been uploaded, can't remember what day I have it up set to. So all these are actually recorded one after the other kind of deal. A little after the other, I guess. The first two are already done, rendered, uploaded to YouTube. They're set to be released, so by the time you guys see this one, those will actually already all be out. But it was kind of fun doing them. The stacking one was pretty nice. I liked how it turned out. You know, started out with a huge mess, bigger than this one. And of course, where do I get my grapple stuck? In the wall. There we go. Get out of the wall. Thank you. The truck for this is actually just right around the corner. I'll probably just walk to it here in a second. I get it all hooked back up again. I really don't know how I'm going to unload these at the mill. This is a well laid out map. I don't think he laid out his mill very well, because you can't really sell logs. He has the crane right in the way, and I don't think he really thought that part through very well of how to sell. The wood chips isn't too bad. You can just manipulate them a little bit, and I'm actually going backwards. Well, sorry. Looks like I'm going backwards, and I'm actually driving forwards. So let's get our cab swung around the right way. But when I pick up this trailer, I'll show you guys what I mean. Other than backing into the racking, I haven't actually found a way to sell the logs. I've tried the crane, figured maybe pick them up, crane go all the way up and sells. Doesn't work. So, and you can't use the crane. If the crane was wider, I think it would work better. So the way that the crane is set up, and I'll show you guys here what I mean in a minute, or anyone who's played the map might know a better way. So if you guys know a better way to sell, just put it in the comments down below. Let me know. I hope the in-game sound's not drowning out my voice. I have it in my headset without my voice. Let's see. You guys can hear me okay. Now I'm going to feel lost talking to myself and hearing myself. But I don't think he thought that part through a whole lot. Like I said, if the crane was a little bit wider, I think it would be perfect. That's not letting me lock that load. So let's go E. Since now we know apparently we can walk in. So the front bunk here, from what I understand, is meant for 8-meter lengths. I think I'm cutting 10s to 12s is what I'm actually cutting. So we'll put the tension belts on those. So they're just kind of too big to go on the front bunk if I wanted to haul this pup. It'd probably work if I didn't have it. They'd probably load up just fine, hang out the back a little, which I might end up doing just for maneuverability. So if his crane was wider, had like a wider stance to it, I think it would work. Because the only sell point that I found is over here on the map. And you can't really get a truck in here. You can't really get, unless I did shorts, I might be able to pass them in between the pillars of the crane. But the crane itself doesn't come this far back to actually drop them over here to sell them. So I'm kind of at how do I unload this? Because I mean, you could back in, come through here, drive forward, back up into here to sell your wood chips. But then you still run into the dilemma, how do you sell your longs? Or your full length logs? Because it's not a sell point. The crane doesn't have a sell point on it, even when you go all the way up or all the way down. So that's the one that I'm not really sure about. So what I've just been doing is not using this kind of a trailer. Using just a truck trailer combo. And just backing right into these pillars and selling them that way. But I don't know how that's going to work with this trailer. Because everybody knows dollies have a mind of their own. And anybody who backs one of these up in real life, you guys are amazing. I'm sure it's a lot easier in real life to back up a dolly like this, but... I might just try leaving that there. Let's shut this truck off. So this looks like a video of me doing a recovery. I think that's what this is going to be, is me trying to do this recovery. Let's just tab so we can get back to that tractor a lot quicker, because it's going to be a while to walk it over there. At a whole 8 miles per hour. Let's lock in our cruise control and let's have a little talk. So what do you guys think of this series? I know it's only 3 episodes in. We're just about the end of this episode too. But what do you guys think of this logging series? Something a little bit differently that I normally don't do. I mean, I know I do a lot of the logging on the server, but you guys really don't see a lot of it. I usually do that off camera, 'cause some people do tend to find it a little boring. I do a lot of more of the field work on camera, but I know when Pleasant Valley comes out, this is what I want to do. I've been using a lot of FDR stuff for several years, since 15 anyway. And I think he's really starting to get it, like, perfect. So his new V7 stuff, I actually, the first bunching video I did was with his V6. And it was okay, there was a couple trees that I couldn't really control. But he changed the way that the claws work, so now... Before he had, in V5, the claws were independent on the buncher, so you could actually do bigger grabs. You can do multiple grabs, and I guess a lot of people complained about that. So he switched it back so that it was still 4, but the bottom set reacted a lot slower, or were smaller or something like that, so that they didn't react right with everything. And it wasn't, I didn't like it because it seemed you couldn't pick up logs on the ground because they were shorter. But they closed at the same as the other one. So what he's done now is he's actually changed it out so it's a triple. There's 2 tops and 1 bottom. And I'm seriously going to get this thing stuck in here right now. Should have known better. Alright, let's just track backwards. Make this loop in around here. Then back in around here. But like I was saying, he changed it now so it's a triple setup. I've used it on single player Don Diego, and man did it ever work well. I didn't really have any trees fly across the map. Nothing like that. I was really actually impressed. Go with L to unlock this load. E to jump back out. Let's get these logs sold. Or see if I can get these logs sold. How's that sound? Alright. Nothing too adventurous here. Just a couple. Or maybe not. Let's drop. Reposition up maybe a little bit higher. Stabilizers are in the way, and I'm backwards. See, like, this is what I mean, though, about it's, like, too tight. So you should be able to drive a truck, at least beside, so that you could unload in here. And then, I mean, this is just the sell point. You can hear the chinging going off as it goes. Double check my stabilizers, so this one needs to go here. That was trippy. It is a beautiful sunny day out today, and my computer is right beside the window. So anytime, and I have my windows open, so anytime the wind, it's too tight of a grab on them for some reason apparently. Spin you that way, bring you around, drop you down. back up. Do it again. See if we can't grab these two that don't want to stay on the trailer anyway. Close. And that's what I mean about the light. That was actually the wind blew my curtain a little bit here and messed up my track IR. I'm thinking about rearranging my desk. I don't know. I live in a small apartment and it's kind of hard with my daughter in the spare bedroom, or else I just put my computer in there. But I need her own room, and even if I did that, then I'd be even on my computer even less. So right now she's down for a nap so that I can record. But no, that's not the reason I put her down for the nap, was so I could record. She was tired. She went for a nap. I figured while she's sleeping, I'm going to record. But this is probably too ambitious of a grab, but I figured that was going to happen. I really don't care as long as they all get sold. Like I said, I like this trailer setup, but I don't know. But back to rearranging, it's hard because I want it so that it's still functional, because it is in the main living room of my house. Or not my house, sorry, my apartment. So as soon as you walk into my apartment, it's the first thing you see is my computer. And I don't know, I want it so that it's still functional, so that it's, there's living space. My daughter can actually play, and I'm not taking up a whole lot of my living room. So right now, the way that it's facing is on my right-hand side is the window, and that's why it messes with my track IR. I thought about facing my monitors towards the window, so that I'm facing the windows. So this way here, track IR is actually, the back of my track IR is facing the window. I'm hoping it will work a little bit better, but at the same time, if I do that, then I need to rearrange my entire living room to get my desk that way. Because if you guys are following me on Twitter, I've posted multiple times my setup. It's not small. In the least, it is not small. So it makes it really hard to navigate my living room. I think I have more fun trying to navigate my living room than some people have trying to navigate an entire office. But we'll get this guy brought back up. You just climb the mountain to get out. That took me 20 minutes to get that sorted. Wow. Alright, so up here is the new site, and this is how I think I'm going to run my sites. Is for right here anyway, because it's really tight, I think I'm going to do it this way. I may change it later as we get further along the map, or even when I get into Pleasant Valley doing this. So like I said, guys, this series is probably going to end when Pleasant Valley starts. And I'm going to just tie Pleasant Valley as my main series. I'll probably end Thornton Farm at the same time. And there's a really loud car in the background. But I think this is going to be the style that I'm going to run for right now anyway, because it's really tight. There's no point in me stacking on the ground just to restack into a trailer, because I'm doing full length, so I'm getting 2 full length cuts. So this here is actually 1 tree. Or 2 trees, sorry, that I processed, just to see how this setup would work. So what I have here is the beast. I'm putting all the tops into here, even though there's one here on the ground, to be sold as wood chips. And then any of the longs, the full pieces, the trunks and stuff like that, are actually going to longs on here. And what I've been doing is, this here's, you guys seen me stack this in the last episode. That's all I've done pretty much. I just moved him back up over here, and then I brought a skidder down and loaded all this setup up. But how this is going to work is from here, I'm going to load them onto here. And you guys will see this in the next video that I will process, get that going. But I'll load the logs onto here, do my first cut, unload them into the trailer, grab my second set, pull it down, cut it, load it onto the trailer. Now the tops I'll pull down too, and then I'll bring my table in chop them in half, grab them, and just spin them right around, and put them right into the chipper. Maybe. Okay. I didn't think I'd clear the grapple loader on that side, but apparently I will. So I can spin either way and load them right into the chipper from here. So I don't have to get out and move as much and have as many piles sitting around. So it's pretty much, once this trailer is full, that'll be off to the mill to be sold. And then if on the server, if I have someone working with me and I have a couple of the trucks, that's what I'll do. Is I'll have a bunch already bunched, so skidded to a landing like this, piled up this way. I'll process them in this. I'm really liking his buck saw. It's working really well. I actually like it a lot better than his processor. The one that he has out, not his green one, but his cat one, I really don't like it. I find the head on it's just, there's something off about the head, and it's really hard to negotiate with. Maybe by the time this video is uploaded, he'll have his green processor out. I'm hoping. I really liked his processors in 15. I found they worked really well. And I like the fact that you can actually pick up like off the ground like this, which you can't with the Scorpions. But as a bit of a tour here, we're getting hitting about the wrap up point. So the first video that I did of bunching was over here, and I bunched this little area. So we're now, and then the mess that was made was when I bunched up all in here. So I bunched up this hill, and it made a mess. They just slid right down the hill. But it worked out in our favor. We got a nice video out of it. So we bunched all up here. And then for the longest times I left the buncher sitting up here. So I did a little bit more. I tracked back down. Actually, I bought a new one. That's his V7. It was his V6 that we did all the bunching with previously. So his V7, I brought it back up. And I wanted to test it a little bit, so I bunched this whole hill a little bit here. So there's 1, 2, 3. I had 4 drags, but I wanted to see how it would work. So I actually already drug one down the hill and added it to my buncher pile over in the corner. But yeah, and I mean, we're not very far from the store. I haven't low bedded anything yet. So there's the store at the bottom of the hill. I have a dump truck there. Stump grinders over there as well. I have a low bed with a truck on it, and then I have a tractor, an actual class tractor around here somewhere too, with the Burke's wood chipper just to pick up any of the loose ends and stuff. And it has a trailer on it too. But no, next episode you guys are going to see, it'll be me processing those logs or skidding these ones down, one of the two. I'll probably skid these ones down and do some of the processing or whatnot. It's the only thing with his buck saw is you actually have to delimb them before you get them down there. Or delimb them before you cut them. His buck saw doesn't delimb, so. Whereas processors do. But also makes it a little bit easier to see when you're doing your skidder pulls, if it's nicely cleaned up. I find they seem to work a lot better too when you're pulling them down the hill. But all this is actually laid this way with the buncher. I just tracked up and down the hill laying them down. Nothing too fancy about it. I'm sure you guys will see that numerous of times. Nope, no random cuts. We need full lengths to get processed. I know it's not the funnest thing to see, a guy running up and down trees. But it's about that point in the video, guys, so as I usually say, don't forget, comment, rate, subscribe. You guys are all wonderful. And with that being said, guys, have a good one.